Hello and welcome to the all-in-one-day seminar, Clinical Evidence-Based Practice of Chiropractic Nutrition, Part 2. This seminar is good for 6 hours of Category A, California Board Approval Number CA-A-17-17-0914150. This is the second portion of the seminar. Please proceed with watching it. If you have any questions, again, you can always email us at triadseminars@gmail.com or call us at 949-707-5785. And remember, if there's a section that we ask you to pause and go back and look at the abstracts and research, or if there's a technique we teach you, it's your responsibility to go back and look at those notes. That is all accounted for in your CE hours. So if you have any questions, you know where to reach us, and sit back and enjoy the second portion of the Nutrition Online series. Thanks for choosing Triad Seminars Online.
Welcome, everybody. Is there any questions from the morning section? Any questions on anything we've covered, any of the research? Anything you want to talk about right now? Here's your opportunity. Question?
One of the things was brought up for anti-inflammatory were the proteolytic enzymes, bromelain in particular. Do you use papain as well?
Okay, yeah, papaine's good. I use other enzymes too. I like the broad spectrum enzymes. I like the ones that have protease, lipase. Everything that breaks down carbs, fats, proteins, things like that, the digestive enzymes. And because, when you eat food, it's got all those properties, and then you got your papain and your bromelain. There's all kinds of other enzymes, and there's a lot more than that. And there's specialty enzymes as well. But, like I said, if you get a good broad spectrum enzyme that has 4 or 5 really good things, that'll do the majority of the workload. Remember, you're just trying to help the system break things down. You don't have to break everything down that way because your body's going to take care of some of the stuff. But make the load easier on the human body to break things down. That's why supplementation is so effective, and supplementing with enzymes is so effective.
Is it safe for children?
Yeah. Everything I have is safe for children. As a matter of fact, I'm discussing right now, Nicole, my office manager, she's got her degree in nutrition. So she wanted to make a children's line of everything. And we're discussing it because I don't know if I need a separate children's line because everything's safe for children. What I might do is just change the label for a children's dose and do something like that. We're still working on that, but everything right now is safe for children. Even the colon cleanser. Children are constipated. They said half of all America is constipated, clinically constipated. So if you're not constipated, Lori, then the person next to you is constipated. So
you're saying that we're...
So if you're not constipated, all you got to do is look to the right or the left of you, and that person is constipated. So that's kind of how it works. And have things addressed now in the second half of the nutrition part. So let's go on to colon health again, colon cleansing. So what's going on? Why do we really need to cleanse our colon? I was about to tell you a story this morning of a patient of mine, and my patient says to me, I told him he needs to try the new colon cleansers. This is a patient who's been a patient of mine since 1989, however many years that is. Almost 30 years, 28 years or more. This guy's been a patient. He's a good friend of mine and a patient. So I said to him, you got to try the new colon cleansers. He said, oh, no, I colon cleanse already. I go, oh, fantastic. What product do you take? He said, I take Nature's Sunshine. You guys heard of this? It's an MLM. He goes, I take Nature's Sunshine. I go, oh, how many you take a day? He goes, oh, no. I colon cleanse every March 7th to 14th. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, it's my birthday, and my sister is a big distributor for Nature's Sunshine. And every year on my birthday, she gives me a 7-day colon cleanser for my birthday present. So I said, what do you mean 7-day? He goes, yeah, there's supplements and there's a drink. I have to drink a couple drinks, and then I take supplements for the rest of the 7 days, and then I'm done. I said, oh, that's wonderful. So you colon cleanse 7 days a year? He goes, yeah. I said, can I see your teeth? So he smiles, shows me his teeth. I said, you got really nice teeth. He goes, thank you. I go, do you brush? How many times a day do you brush? He goes, at least 2. I said, and what about floss? He goes, oh, I floss every day. Twice a day and brush twice a day. I said, wow, that is a colossal waste of time. He goes, what do you mean? I go, your teeth look good. Just think of all the time you're wasting on your teeth. They look good. He goes, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. I go, why do you do it then? He goes, well, I do it because I want to prevent gingivitis and bad breath, and I want my teeth to be good. I said, well, did you know what one of the most important organs in your body is? It's your colon. And you only brush your colon walls 7 days a year. And you can't see your colon. And just because you can't see your colon, you're assuming it looks good. Just like your teeth, you can see. But you can't see your colon. And you're not brushing your colon walls enough. 7 days a year with what you eat is not enough. And that's why you need to colon cleanse. And he was like, he thought it was the dumbest thing in the world when I said, why are you brushing your teeth every day? Because you could see your teeth, you think you have to maintain that bone so much. But just because you can't see your organ or your colon doesn't mean you don't need to take care of it. You have to colon cleanse daily. You're taking a day off? You're taking 51 weeks off of your colon? Oh, that's good. 1 week's good enough. So, to me, that's a pretty dumb way to take care of yourself. And I tell my patients that, especially when they say dumb things to me. And my patients do that all the time. We have good conversations together. So there's 3 primary reasons why food rots in our colon and our digestive tract. Number 1, our diet is so acidic that the acid kills off the friendly gut bacteria. So we're killing our friendly probiotic gut bacteria. So we don't have enough of that. Then the increased acidification of our diet in the body now decreases enzyme production. So not only are we killing off our good friendly bacteria, but we've also killed off the production of enzymes. We are not making enough enzymes to take care of the food. So now the food doesn't properly break down in the gut. When the food doesn't break down in the gut, due to lack of enzymes, And due to too acidic of a diet, now we develop rotting food, and then bacteria comes to scavenge and eat the rotting food because of all the stuff it brings, bad bacteria. But we don't have enough good bacteria to eat the bad bacteria. We don't have the probiotic. So now we're deficient in 2 other supplements. Probiotics, flora, intestinal gut flora, and enzymes that we just talked about. Broad spectrum digestive enzymes. Those are 2 supplements that are coming down the road for me. Oh, they'll be here soon enough. But they're not here yet, so you got to go out and get whatever you can. Go get a broad spectrum enzyme and go get a friendly probiotic. But you need those. Remember I said it's based on your need. Supplements are based on your need. I believe most people in America, for sure, are needing enzymes, probiotics, colon cleansers, type 1 collagen, minerals, turmeric. These are the basic needs of people. You might have a specific problem, and you'll take a specific supplement for your specific problem. But the stuff I have cover most people. Most people don't eat enough greens. This covers them. I want to cover you. That's what a supplement is. It's supplementing what you are not fully getting. So I don't want any more or any less than that. I just want to help balance out my system, help break down the food I eat and eliminate the food I eat. It's all based upon the whole digestive process and what's going on or what's not going on in our systems. When that food, that bacteria and the rotting food it becomes irritating to the gut and the colon. What happens in the body when something is irritating in an area? Body inflames. In this case, the body inflames with mucus. Mucus goes down and starts producing an abundance of mucus in the colon. Because of the rotting food irritating the colon, we start mixing it with mucus. Rotting food and mucus equals a material called mucoid plaque. You might remember it from chiropractic school. Mucoid plaque is better known as bondo or spackle. It is a rubbery substance of mucus and rotting food that when it hardens on the walls of the intestine, it's like bondo or spackle. It makes your stools smooth and shiny and defined borders. If you have an award-winning looking stool, we're all friends, I can say this here. If you have a state fair award winner, you have a problem. If you're calling in people to see your beautiful stool that you just delivered, you have some serious problems. It shouldn't look like that. Stools should not look like that. What should a stool look like? Optimally, you should have multiple small pieces, not perfectly shaped, multiple, lots of them, softer, come out easy, quickly, and a lot after you eat a meal. That's what it should look like. That's a healthy stool. When you have one piece with defined borders and you can see a definitive perfect shape, it's a problem. That means it's squeezing through a condensed area, and it's not good. You need some help. You need some colon cleansers to help squeeze the stuff on the walls of your intestines, push that waste out of there. That rotting material, mucoid plaque, it's got to go. And this should happen every day, after you eat a meal. That's health. People say to me, I don't need to colon cleanse. I go every morning like clockwork. I go, what's it look like? Oh, beautiful stool. Looks beautiful. I'm like, that's not healthy. How many meals do you eat a day? Oh, I eat 3 meals a day. And do you snack? Yeah, I snack. Well, where's all the food? That must be a really, really big stool. Your 1 bowel movement a day? It must be like a tree, a trunk. What is that? I don't know. Where's all the food? Garbage in, garbage out. You need to eliminate. The average human adult colon weighs between 20 and 25 pounds of undigested food is in the average small intestine. That's a lot of undigested waste. The average, 20 to 25 pounds in America. The transit time, let's see if I have transit time in here. Right here, transit time. You're only supposed to store 3 meals before a meal comes out. That's according to Jensen. But most Americans are storing 9, 12, or even more meals before a single meal comes out. That's not a good transit time. That makes you very sick. This increased transit time is irritating to the intestinal lining, blocking more and more nutrients, and we lose more and more water and minerals, can't get reclaimed through the intestinal walls because of the mucoid plaque blocking it. Now our cells are becoming dehydrated now. And we cramp up because minerals can't get through either. Electrolytes. Electrolytes, a mineral. The colon revisited, or the key to wellness, health, and disease. October, right now, 2017. This is published in Medical Hypotheses. Just came out. I found this article yesterday. Lucky it made it into the notes. The hypothesis being advanced in this paper is that there is new medical paradigm emerging from the biomedical research carried out in this century, mainly due to the explosion of the so-called omics and associated techniques. The main idea is that there is a common pathway from well-being and health to chronic disease and even to death, which comprises the following steps. Number 1, unhealthy diet, sedentary lifestyle, and permanent exposition to xenobiotics and all kinds of noxious stimuli. Number 2, intestinal dysbiosis. Number 3, alteration of the intestinal mucus layer, especially that of the colon. Number 4, disruption of the endothelial tight junctions. Number 5, metabolic endotoxemia and bacterial translocation. Number 6, inflammation. Number 7, exacerbation of the enteric nervous system and consequent maladaptation and malfunctioning of the colon. Number 8, epigenetic manifestations. Number 9, chronopathy and premature death. I couldn't have wrote this any better. I've been lecturing on this for years. It just came out. I got it yesterday, hot off the press. And they're saying the exact same stuff. Oh, they're finally coming onto it. Finally associating Parkinson's disease with the colon. And all other kinds of human disease. And gut bacteria. And we're talking about it. At least it's being talked about. Medicine does good research, but they're a little slow in getting everybody thinking on the same page on it. Unless they can make a tremendous amount of money, and that gets out, the news travels fast on that level. Chemotherapy is now well over $10,000 per shot. Probably cost pennies to make it. Pennies, not dollars. So that stuff is really big. They want to arrest you if you don't want to do chemotherapy. If you're a mother of a child, you choose an alternative path, you're going to jail. They want their 10 grand a shot. You must be a bad mother if you want to try alternative treatment. October 19, 2017, just came out. Low complexity microbiota in the duodenum of children with newly diagnosed ulcerative colitis. In this pilot study, we showed that the duodenal microbiota of children with ulcerative colitis exhibits reduced overall richness, despite the fact that the inflammation is primarily localized to the colon. These results should be collaborated in a larger study. Talking about children. You don't think children should have colon cleansers? I think they're probably the #1 candidate now. I mean, it's unheard of a generation ago to give a child a colon cleanser. Today, all the children coming in are constipated, horribly constipated. So, yeah, they need it. October 2017. This one is dated October 30th. It's not even October 30th yet. It came out before the due date. That's how ahead of the literature I am. I'm ahead of the literature. The literature's out before it's out. Nationwide multi-center study for overlaps of common functional gastrointestinal disorders in Korean patients with constipation. The overlap of gastrointestinal disorders was common in patients with constipation. Coincidentally, HNP or pulmonary diseases, reduced fiber intake, and laxatives were found to be independently associated factors for overlapping common FGIDs in Korean patients with constipation. You got to treat it. Here's an article that I didn't have access to, but I saw it was on the database, which I'm going to get this article, but it was surgery for constipation. I'm like, what? It used to be the tonsils. Now they're doing surgery for constipation in children. It's crazy. The drugs they give you, all pharmaceutical drugs, will cause what? Yeah. As a matter of fact, the criteria to leave a hospital is you have to have a bowel movement before you can leave. Because they know everybody's constipated, and they know it's going to take a while, and they know they can suck a few more days out of you before you'll have that bowel movement. They certainly aren't giving you colon cleansers in the hospital. September 25th, 2017, oral prolonged release oxycodone for managing pain and opioid-induced constipation. Do you know there's now drugs to treat opioid-induced constipation? Let's not stop the opioids for any reason. Let's just treat the constipation the opioids cause by giving more drugs. Is this insane, or is it me? 70,000 young people die from opioid addiction every single year in the United States, yet they won't remove it because now they're making tons of money on the drug that treats opioid-induced. Like, just that in itself, I don't know how to talk to people anymore because it is so whacked out that somebody is looking for another drug on top of their opioids to treat their constipation. Forget colon cleansers. That's way too easy of an approach. We've got drugs that treat the side effects of the other drugs that we should have never been on in the first place. This is a great business. And you wonder why we're struggling in Sacramento? You wonder why it's an uphill battle? Someone here said, what do we do? It doesn't look good. No, it doesn't look good. It's so out of control. Unless we get somebody to massively stop this drugging of America, I don't see it changing. I can talk till I'm blue in the face about it. I can show you research all day long. It doesn't matter. People are still taking opioids, which is insane today. And then they're getting constipated, which, okay. I got to tell you this story. This just happened. One of our good friends, family friends of my wife and I, we go out to dinners with them, we hang out with them. Nice couple. And these people, the lady, she has severe abdominal pains on Friday night, last Friday night. 6 days ago. Terrible pains Friday night. She doesn't call me, I'm her chiropractor, she doesn't call me because something in her head thinks that she's got to call a real doctor for her abdominal pains. I'm just the back guy. So she goes into the emergency room at Mission Hospital. They're so upset because they walk in the emergency room, literally hundreds of people in there, sitting on the floor because there's no more chairs. And she's got abdominal pain. So she's worried. So they sent her to admissions. She goes to the admissions department. She fills out all the paperwork. She's got great insurance. They take her insurance and she says, I'm really concerned. I got these terrible pains and it looks like there's 1,000 people ahead of me. They go, oh no. We take people in the order of the severity. So come right in. Gave her right away a room. It wasn't for severity. They gave her a room because she had the best insurance of the 1,000 people that were ahead of her. And those people can wait. Oh, they got a good one now. Come right in, we got a nice room for you. They put her in a room. They put her on morphine before anything. You got abdominal pain here, take some, we're putting you on a morphine drip. Now morphine, why would you ever give morphine? Unless you're trying to kill the patient in the last days of their life. This is a quick way. It's the legal Kevorkian way to do it. If you got someone who's ready to go, load them up with morphine. Slows everything down till it stops. It's the perfect drug to take you out. You don't give it to a 50-year-old. So she's on morphine. Then they put a tube, an AG tube, in through her nose or mouth, down a feeding tube. And now they got her. Now she's coming in there for severe constipation and abdominal pain. Then they run, the weekend staff runs every test known to man. Can't find anything. There's no obstruction, there's no stone, the appendix is perfect. She has constipation and cramping. That's all she's got. She's the worst eater. Terrible eater. She's very thin, always worried about her weight, and she's super thin. And she doesn't eat good. And she's having stomach problems now and constipation. So what do you give someone with constipation? Let's give them some opioids. That's good. Coming in with clinical constipation, let's give you some opioids. So then we can put you on the opioid, the drug constipation. So then they tell her on Sunday, she's in there Friday night, now it's Sunday, they tell her, we need to do surgery. She goes, for what? They go, well, did you ever have any surgeries before? She goes, no. Oh, she goes, well, my C-section 25 years ago. Oh, you had a C-section? Oh, well, that's caused scar tissue to obstruct your intestines. How does that cause scar tissue to obstruct your intestines? You don't cut through the intestines when you do a C-section. Where's the scar tissue inside of the intestine? That didn't make any sense to me. So I got involved at that point. They didn't ask me to be involved. They never consulted with me, but I got involved. And I texted the husband. I said, look, you better get your wife out of there now. Number one, you got great insurance. It's the only reason you got a quick room there. And they're going to suck your insurance dry to pay for the 1,000 people in the room. That's one fact. Second fact, you never give morphine to somebody, especially somebody with constipation. Number three, she doesn't have scar tissue all over her small intestine from a C-section 25 years ago. That's just a cell job to get you to do a surgery. And what are you going to do with the scar tissue? You're going to go in there and clean up the scar tissue, and what's going to form from a surgery? Yeah. More scar tissue. Nothing makes sense. I told him. I said, if you want me to come down there and bust your wife out of there, I will. But I need your permission to do it. He's going, oh, no, the doctors are great. The nurses are so nice. Of course they're nice. Nurses are nice, the doctors are great. What? The doctor, she was great, the doctor. She just graduated from medical school, really young, super nice. I go, I don't want you nice. You know what I want? I want an old doctor. I don't want a kid out of school who's been trained to do this BS to people. I want an old doctor who's seen it all and says, no way do you have scar tissue from a C-section 25 years ago. I told him, bust her out of there. I said, I go, if she's not out of there by tomorrow morning, Monday at 10, I'll be there. So he calls me up at 5 minutes to 10. Don't come. She just met with a doctor, and we had a talk, and the doctor said, just see if she can have a bowel movement today. If she eats something, we're going to take the AG tube out. We're going to give her some food, and if she can keep it down and have a bowel movement, she can go home as soon as she has a bowel movement. So that took another day and a half to have a bowel movement. She had a little rabbit pellet on Tuesday afternoon, and she got out Tuesday afternoon with a rabbit pellet.
Worth its weight in gold.
And she's super happy that she's out. But people just believe in this. No questioning. Don't get involved, Dr. Simmerit. They know what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. They know. This 25-year-old girl, just graduated medical school, who, by the way, Mission Hospital fired all their long-term, high-ticket doctors. Fired them all, hired all new kids out of school because they don't have to pay them anything. The whole hospital's full of people under 30 years old. Yeah, they got rid of all the tenure people. Yeah. My friend was chief trauma surgeon at Mission Hospital, a guy I play hockey with. He's older than me. He's probably 60 years old. They forced him out last year. He told me the whole thing. He said, all the trauma surgeons. He goes, these are the top trauma. Mission was known as being the top trauma surgeon hospital in Orange County. Their helicopter pad is being used daily. Everything from Mexico to Inland Empire to all of Orange County gets sent right, all the traumatic auto accidents, everything. Gunshot wounds, mountain lion attacks, everything goes right to the Mission. And my friend, Dr. DeSantis, used to do all this, him and his buddies in the trauma center did all the surgeries. They were the best. And they were way underpaid. But they were still the highest paid guys in that hospital. And then he kept telling me, Mark, I'm going to be moving. I go, where are you moving? He goes, Central California. I go, why? He goes, I'm getting fired. I know it. I go, fired? I was shocked. I go, fired? If you ask anybody in South Orange County, do you know Steve DeSantis? Everybody knows him. Because he's put brains back into the head when they've scooped him up off the freeway. And he's saved so many lives with trauma, emergency medicine. And he goes, yeah, they're getting rid of all us guys. My whole team, everybody's going to be gone. I go, why? He goes, money. They're just trying to put in. He told me the whole thing. And a couple weeks after he told me that, they were all fired. And he moved to Central California and retired. He's just living on the coast somewhere in Central California.
Is his wife an acupuncturist?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the stuff that's going on. And this is what they're pushing. So instead of the tonsillectomy, they're pushing the scar tissue constipationectomy. I don't even know what to call it. But it's just another thing they push. Every year it's something different. They get everybody to believe that they have it and get everybody to submit to the Almighty. It's really, really tragic. So, colon cleanser coming soon. Testing in progress. That's Nicole. She did that for me. I didn't know that slide was here. Anyway, the colon cleanser I'm working on. This was not as easy as the turmeric, not as easy as the minerals, or certainly not as easy as the collagen type 1 protein. which has like 2 ingredients in it. This was a hard one, because now you're dealing with herbs. You're dealing with herbs. You're dealing with all kinds of stuff. And some herbs are good for laxative effect. Some herbs are good for stool forming effect. But to get it where you have the type of bowel movement that I described after you eat a meal, within 30, 45 minutes after a meal, to have that effect and put it into a supplement to get you there is very difficult. We are on our 6th or 7th beta test. I'm ready to pull my hair out. Oh, I've already done that. It's costing me an arm and a leg to beta test, because I have to meet with them, they have to formulate it, then they have to clean all the equipment, prepare the equipment, and make me 10 bottles or 20 bottles. And they charge me a lot of money per bottle because it's not a big order. And we have to keep changing raw materials till we get the right mixture and the right combination and the right... It's a nightmare. So I'm the one who's doing all the testing. If it goes okay with me, then I give it out to you guys for the rest of the beta test. And then I get the feedback. And then I go, oh no, this didn't work. We're getting really close now. Those of you who tried the colon cleanser that I have here, we're real close. We're down to either this or between 1 or 2 others. I just got one sitting in my house I haven't tried yet. It's the latest version. I haven't tried it yet. But we're getting closer. And as soon as we get it right, then we'll do an ingredient list. Then we'll get it priced out for that ingredient list. Then we'll get a label. And then we'll go into production. So this has been a nightmare. But you know what? To me, this is the most important one. I've got to get this one right. I won't do it unless it's right. I kept telling my guy, I said, look, you're going to keep trying until I'm done with you on it. As soon as I'm done with you on it, I'm going to a new biochemists, new formulators, because I'm running out of patience right now. And he's like, Mark, I know that, and we are trying, and we're tweaking it. It's not easy. You can go to another formulator if you want, but most people that do a colon cleanser takes them years to get it where they want it. He goes, just be patient, we will get you there, we'll get it. We're getting closer with each batch is better than the next. You're getting very close, stick with it, it's gonna happen. So that's where we're at, we're getting real close but this has been the hardest one. This has been a nightmare, it's killing me. So I'm hoping that this batch that I didn't test yet is gonna be the one. But this one that's right here is a good batch, it's a pretty good batch. So you guys are going to like that, and you should like it pretty good, but give me your feedback. I'd like to know. Does it work after a meal? Is the stools formed, yet coming out in a large quantity? Are they too loose? Are they too hard? I need to know these things with people. So if you take the colon cleanser, does anybody have a problem with constipation in the room? You can admit it. I'm not going to tell anybody. Terry? You're good? You're good on that level? But if you guys have a problem, I got a bottle there that you can, try on the beta test. And then the other ones, you can just take some samples, whatever, and try it and see how it works tomorrow. Take it at night with water. That's how you take colon cleansers. You could take between 1 and 4 or 1 and 5 even at night with water. If one didn't do anything, the next day you take 2 with a glass of water. If 2 didn't do much, the next day you take 3 with a glass of water at night and see how the effect is the next day. If it's too much, then you back off. If you get crampy, you back off. You try to get the right dose for you. Each person's different, but the effect should be similar. Let's move on to water. Water, there is a science behind water. So we're going to talk about pH, ionization, molecular size, filtration, temperature, nutritional benefits, whole house systems, lab testing of bottled waters for pH and safety. By the way, does anybody have primary reasons for rotting food in the digestive tract? So when you talk about colon cleansing, we first have to identify the problem. The problem is we kill our friendly bacteria that we need to scavenge up bad bacteria that's undigested rotting food in our colon. We kill off our friendly bacteria from too acidic of a diet. So now we don't have enough friendly bacteria to deal with the amount of rotting food, undigested rotting food that will not break down. And then the bad bacteria come and try to scavenge up the rotting food. We need our friendly bacteria to eat the bad bacteria. Acidification of the body will decreases enzyme production. So we're not even producing the enzymes to break the food down in the first place. And then because as a result of all of this, we get mucoid plaque from rotting food in the intestinal lining, which will halt peristalsis. Mucoid plaque is rotting food that becomes an irritant to the body. What does the body do when it has an irritant? It inflames. The inflammation is in the form of mucus. Mucus mixes with rotting food and bacteria, forming a rubbery substance called mucoid plaque. I like to call that Bondo or spackle. That mucoid plaque goes into the walls of the intestinal lining, hardens so that it can't rhythmically contract, which is called peristalsis. When it doesn't contract, you can't push out waste. So you become toxic from the inside of your body. That's why you need friendly bacteria, probiotics. You need colon cleansers to help stimulate peristalsis every day. I had a call from a patient the other day. She goes, I haven't had a bowel movement in 3 days. I go, come on in and get some colon cleansers. She goes, well, I took one. I said, you need a lot more than one. You need to take the colon cleansers until you get the desired effect, which is a bowel movement. Up the colon cleansers is what I told her. She goes, well, how many should I take? I go, take 4. 4. She goes, I've never taken more than 1. I go, well, you haven't pooped in 3 days. You better take 4. You know, we got to start taking care of ourselves and being aware of these things. Acid interferes with digestion. Food stagnates and rots, lowering the pH of the body. A 16-ounce bottle of soda has a pH of 2. To get it back to normal, it would take about 10 gallons of alkalinized water. The blood must maintain the normal pH. If not, it becomes too acidic. If you have too much acid in the body starts sweeping the extra acid out of solution putting it in the form of a solid, which is a crystal, salt, or stone. How many of you have ever had a crystal or a salt or a stone? Raise your hand if you've ever had a, what'd you have, Jeff?
Kidney stone.
A kidney stone. So Jeff was too acidic from the Sprite, and he swept out some of the extra acid to form that kidney stone. How bad does it have to be before something calcifies in your body? Really? You know how long a stone takes out on the street here? It's not overnight. So you got to get rid of the acid, get the alkaline environment. Stop sweeping the extra acid. Because if that means Jeff's body was working correctly by developing the kidney stone. Because if his body wasn't healthy, he would have died of something called acidosis. But because the body swept it out of solution into the form of a stone, he was able to survive and eliminate the stone. But that doesn't mean he's out of the woods. That just means he temporarily passed the stone. Other than that, his body's still doing the same biological process, which is not good. So you gotta really try to raise your body's alkalinity. You're only supposed to store 3 meals at a time before a meal comes out. That's called transit time. Most Americans are storing 12 meals or more before a meal comes out. All the people that tell me in my practice, when I recommend colon cleansers to them, the people that tell me they don't need the colon cleansers are the people that claim that they are regular. I'm like, regular? What do you mean regular? Oh, I go once a day, doc. Like clockwork, every morning. You go once a day. Okay, describe your stool to me. They go, it's beautiful, doc. Got a beautiful stool, one beautiful piece, award-winning. If there was the Orange County Fair, it would win an award this year. Defined borders, beautiful, clean, no wiping involved. It's great. I go, okay, how many meals do you eat a day? Oh, I eat 3 meals a day. What about snacks? Well, I do like to snack, especially at night. I love that Haagen-Dazs and pistachio combination. It works great for me. I'm like, okay. That stool you're describing, is it this big or is it this big? He goes, no, it's not that big. It's like normal, like this big. I go, well, you just told me you eat 3 meals a day and you snack. Where's all the food? I mean, garbage in, garbage out. Where is the food? He goes, what do you mean? I go, if you eat 3 meals a day and snack, that stool means either has to be really, really big, or you have to have several bowel movements a day, usually one after each meal. He goes, no, I'm healthy. I don't need colon cleansers. I go, well, you're a little overweight, so obviously you're not breaking all of this stuff down. And it's going into the walls of your colon. It's going into your intestinal walls. You're heavy. And I'm not talking overweight heavy. You're just heavy. You're not light. Your colon's not light. The way I describe this is you have a sponge. Let's say your sponge is a yellow sponge, same size as this little box. That would be, that's a sponge. On the 4th of July, you go outside, you grab that sponge, that yellow sponge. It's light as a feather. But then you take a bucket of water, then you fill up fill up that bucket with water, and then you line up all the buckets of water, and then you put a dry sponge next to each bucket of water. Then you call all the kids in the neighborhood over. We're going to have a little race. You see this bucket of water and the sponge? When I count to 3, you're going to dip your sponge into the water. Then you're going to carry your sponge with the water over to the other bucket, squeeze out all the water. The first person to empty his bucket over here and has the most water in their bucket over there wins. So they pick up the sponge as light as can be. They're ready to go, these kids. Then I say go, they dip their sponge in the bucket, it fills up the sponge. The sponge is the same exact volume, only now it's super heavy. They're walking like this with it. Before they were waving a dry, lightweight sponge around. It's the same volume of size, but now it's super heavy, filled with water. That's how your colon is. Is your colon a light sponge or an incredibly heavy sponge? The average human colon is carrying about, or small intestines is probably carrying about 20 to 22 pounds of undigested food, the average American. John Wayne, when they did an autopsy on him, had 50 pounds of undigested food in his colon. So the question for John Wayne was, he had a 3rd grader in his colon. Right? 50 pounds. That's a lot of heaviness down there, right? All lodged into the walls of his colon, nothing. He was dehydrated, he was sick. Just not healthy. Is your colon heavy or light? I'm not saying overweight, I'm saying heavy colon or light colon. That's all we're talking. You got to get rid of a meal within 3 meals. So if you eat today's lunch, that means yesterday's lunch or yesterday's dinner should have come out of you by now already, after you ate this pizza lunch. Every meal you have, you should have a bowel movement from 3 meals prior. That's health. Your stool should never look beautiful. If your stool looks beautiful, you're a very sick individual. I'm telling you that right now. A healthy stool is multiple pieces, some of them not even in a regular shape. Your bowel movement should come out easy and a lot. That's healthy. That's health. If you've got a perfectly defined stool, no wiping involved, you're very sick. You're one step above impacted. If your stool's not beautiful, it's a little bit smaller, irregular shaped and hard, you're very ill. If it's tiny little rabbit pellets, even worse. So you can judge someone's health based upon their stool description, actually. It's not a pleasant subject to talk about, but you're their doctor. You need to do it. If you don't do it, who's going to do it? Probiotics. Friendly bacteria is called probiotics. It balances out Candida, E. coli, Staph, or Strep. Your friendly bacteria, however, is killed off from too much acidity in the body. The debris is plastered onto the inside lining of the colon, eventually making it smooth and shiny, the extra debris of undigested food. That's why you have beautifully shaped stools with defined borders. And it equals absorption is being blocked. Absorption of what? What goes through the intestinal lining to the metabolic system? Anybody know? Water and minerals in the form of electrolytes. Water and electrolytes, or you could say water and minerals, are the only two substances that go through the intestinal lining into the body. When the intestinal lining is blocked, then we are blocking absorption or reclamation of the water, and we are dehydrated. Dehydration instantly leads to cellular death. It also leads to inflammation and irritation of a particular organ. Any bottled water from this in your bottles? Okay. Can somebody go out in the hall? There's those little clear cups on that table right outside the room. Oh no, they're right there. Are they on that? Yeah. Bring those. Pass those around to anyone who's got a bottled water that wants to get tested. Just a little bit. All I need is a little bit. Okay. Let me see if I have a tester kit too. That would help. I do. These are tester drops that you can get from a company that sells these machines, Tyant USA. Did they ever bring water in here?
No, not since.
Can we see if someone can go to the front desk and tell them we need some water? ASAP. They're lagging. Okay. So these drops are from the company that I buy. No, you can hold on. Yeah, we can leave it there.
Okay.
This is the company I buy my water machines from, Tyant USA. These are pH drops. And there is a color chart. Okay. And we're going to test those, so just hold on to your water. I'm going to test some water through my alkalinizing cup as well, if we ever get them to bring some hotel water over here. We can do that. We will test that in a minute. Just hold on to the little cup, and I'll be collecting those. Salinity. First, let's talk about your whole house system. Whole house water systems are for the prevention of salinity. Salinity is caused by adding salt regeneration to your whole house systems. Soft water systems add salt. Salt is a problem. Salt mixing with magnesium and calcium and other minerals will cause a brine waste, and that's called salinity. And that salinity is toxic and contaminates the groundwater. So you can't reclaim groundwater if it has salinity. So the question in a drought state is, why would our politicians allow anything to contaminate our groundwater, to prohibit them from reusing it and recycling water? Makes no sense that they allow salt-based water softener systems. Now, I owned one for 30 years. But I didn't know. I know ignorance is no excuse for the law, but there was no law. I was just ignorant that my salt-based softener wasn't good for the community, for the groundwater, and we weren't able to recycle. So that's the first question in a drought state. Why are we allowing it? 25% of California homes have a water softener. Why would we do that? So residential self-regenerating water softeners increase salinity. They remove calcium and magnesium, which are minerals responsible for hardness. As part of the regeneration process, common salt is used to flush through the system, remove calcium, magnesium, and other minerals. The byproduct of this is the brine waste. So what's the solution? Solution is stop using over a pound of salt a day flushed into your wastewater collection system. Remove the water softener. Hard water poses no health risk to your health. You just like the way it feels in the shower, on your hair, on your skin. Portable exchange units. These are devices that come over to your house. They come to your house. They take your tank every month and they exchange it out with another tank, and they dispose of the brine waste each month. Okay, it's not a bad option to me. And then the system I have is a salt-free system. No salt is added. It also has an anti-scaling tank. So it's got two tanks. One is an activated carbon tank that filters it. The other tank breaks down the minerals to a fine particle so it doesn't adhere to your pipes, your faucets, your showers, and it makes the water feel like soft water because you're breaking down the minerals, the hard minerals. The system I use is called Life Source Whole House Water System. And the Life Source Whole House Water System is just one company, but they don't use salt. They make their own tanks, and you buy them. And the tank, one tank I think is warranted for about 14 years, and the other tank is warranted for about 5 years. But that's what I have, and I like it. We like it. Anyone else have Life Source? You guys have one? How long have you had yours?
23 years. Oh yeah, we moved to the other house.
Or close to 30.
Have you changed your tanks yet?
They came
Just the
out.
filters.
They came out
Oh, yeah.
once and redid the tank.
Oh yeah, that's right.
One time. Good. And you like them?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like soft water? Okay. Whole house systems are good. All right? I have a flyer that you can pick up after the seminar on that type of a system if you're interested. Activated carbon is the filters I recommend. It's a black solid substance resembling granular or powdered charcoal. It's extremely porous with a large surface area. 1 ounce of activated carbon is good for 30,000 square yards of water. Activated carbon absorbs chlorinated and non-chlorinated solvents like gasoline, pesticides, trihalomethane, and some healthy metals that are bound to organic molecules like fluoride, chloride, nitrates, and hardness minerals, calcium and magnesium. Most metal ions are not removed by activated carbon to any significant degree, but activated carbon removes vastly more contaminants from water than does ordinary carbon. There's the references on salinity in Southern California. Water is a major factor in cancer. Freshwater ice caps and icebergs contain measurable amounts of toxic chemicals, heavy metals, and other contaminants. Your cancer risks are directly related to the degree to which your drinking water is polluted. Recent research indicates that cancer risk from drinking chlorinated, polluted water may be as high as 300%. Upgrade your water machines and whole house units. This is that H2Go cup. This is a portable alkalinizing cup. So if you're traveling in a hotel like this and they've got water in there and you want to make it alkaline and filter it a little, you can get an H2Go cup. It's a great travel cup. Does anybody want to fill this up for me back there and bring it back up? You want to do it? Mm-hmm. Just fill it to the top with one of those pitchers and then just bring it back. Okay. Water and constipation. Hello? You don't need a surgery for your constipation. Up to 1/2 of all Americans have constipation. Drinking chlorinated water equals constipation. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So you just fill this cup up with tap water probably. It's going to filter it a little bit. It should alkalinize it. And we'll test it. And also if someone's got one of those little cups, if you want to give me a little bit of that water, the hotel water, we'll test that pH as well. I'll just put a little in one of those cups. Chlorine compounds in tap water kill harmful good gut bacteria, leading to overgrowth of harmful bacteria, yeasts, or even parasites. The solution is not to drink distilled drinking water, as that increases the excretion of valuable minerals like calcium, silicon, zinc, and selenium. The solution is upgrade your water machine in your whole house unit. Water and bathing. What do we do when we come out of a swimming pool? We like to shower. What are we showering for?
How dry we are, how chlorine.
We're trying to wash off what? Chlorine. What are we washing chlorine off with?
Chlorine.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Probably more chlorine than in the pool. And we heat the chlorine in the shower. So now we're inhaling chlorine vapor into our lungs, and we're washing off chlorine with more chlorine. Brilliant. Way to be America. We should be called Dumb and Dumber. Because really, people are laughing at us around the globe. And not because of the dumb things our president's tweeting, it's because how dumb we really are. Why don't we just face that fact? We mean well. We're nice people, Americans. We mean well, but we're really dumb. Especially in health, especially in drugs, especially in water. We're way behind. Thank God for the Toto toilet seats. I love those Toto toilet seats. You guys know what those are? Like the bidet toilet seats you can buy? Best invention ever. Like 0.000 of 1% of America has those seats. I'm one of those people. I love that seat. Wish I had it in every bathroom I ever went in. We have stuff to our disposal. We're just not using it. So we have the right idea. Let's get the chlorine off our body as soon as we come out of a swimming pool. But we can't get it off with more chlorine. Don't wash chlorine of a swimming pool off with heated chlorine from your shower, where you're inhaling the vapors. Swimmers have a problem. They're always in chlorinated water. They shower it off with more chlorine. That's why you need a whole house water system. You're getting rid of that chlorine that's in your shower. That's very important. Water and bathing. Water's absorbed and evaporated while taking a shower or bath, but toxic chemicals like chlorine remain. For every 50 pounds of body weight, up to 1 pound of water and impurities could be absorbed during a typical bath or shower. That doesn't mean you gain the weight. It means your body could possibly absorb some of those chemicals. To assume that your skin, which is your largest organ in your body, doesn't absorb it is just not accurate. Your skin absorbs everything. Any lotion, any chemical, any sunscreen, and any chlorinated water is absorbed through your skin. Swimmers are constipated because they're living in chlorine water and they shower with chlorine water and then they inhale chlorine vapors. Swimmers should colon cleanse. Swimmers should try to eliminate chlorine in any way they can, whether it's a whole house system or a drinking water system, or in my house, both the drinking water and the shower whole house water. Another danger is pharmaceutical drugs. Residues of drugs are found in virtually all public water supply. Researchers are finding high levels of potent drugs, including estrogenic and psychotropic, genetically engineered drugs found in public water. Children today, because of those drugs in our water, are prematurely developing breasts, both males and females, pubic hair, premature, and men are developing breasts at any age from this drugs in the drinking water. Hormones, sex hormone drugs. So Southern Cal, right here where we live, highest amount of antidepressants in our water than any other drug. Highest amount of antibiotics than any other place, and antidepressants. Psychostimulant drugs. In San Francisco, highest amount of sex hormone drugs of anywhere in the country, then antidepressants and antibiotics. It's funny, you walk around boasting that you're drug-free. Just take a shower and that blows that theory out of there. You got to protect yourself. All right? Purifying your water, what are your options? Well, some people distill. When I was growing up, they told us never ever drink distilled water. Remember that?
Yep.
Go to the grocery store and there'd be distilled water. What was that for?
Steam irons.
Huh?
Yes.
Steam irons.
Steam irons, contact lenses. What else? They used it for things, but not drinking.
Right.
Today, people drink distilled water. Now that's when water is heated to the point where it becomes steam. The steam, along with other vapors, potentially toxic vapors, goes through tubes where it condenses back into water. Distilled water is expensive. There's a lot of impurities removed, including the good life-saving minerals such as calcium, magnesium, zinc, and selenium. You need those minerals. Reverse osmosis. It takes 3 to 6 gallons to make 1 gallon. In a state with a drought, that sounds like a huge waste. Why don't the politicians make that illegal? Most of the homes in California have reverse osmosis. That's legal. So what do they do about the drought? They fine you for using water, or they just charge you more water. They charge you more. It's all about the money. They don't want to solve the problem. That's too easy. There's no money in solving a problem. There's only money when you keep a problem around, because then the money keeps coming in. Like increased water bills. I paid my highest water bill in the history like a couple months ago. It was our highest water bill, like triple what it ever was. I'm like, what's going on? Why are we paying? Oh, because I used to have a 5-person house. Now I'm down to 2 people. Why is my water bill 3 times higher than it was when I had 5 people living in my house?
Your swimming pool?
No, I've always had the swimming pool. Oh, well, you're only, if you use tier 1, you don't pay anything. Tier 1's enough water for you to like maybe wash your face, not take any showers the whole week. And then you go to tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. Oh, you were at tier 5 last month. Really? Based on what? Who are you talking to? The water department? I'm sitting there on hold for an hour and a half trying to ask a question to the water department on why my water bill was so high. And I never got an answer. Just said, oh, you're in tier 5. What does that mean? Nobody explained any tiers to me. Oh, based on the number of people in the bed. What do you mean based on the number of people? I own a home. Why can't I have as many people living in my home as I want to have? I'm only down to 2. How much less people can I have in this big house? It's unbelievable. It's all money. Then they don't let California farmers get water, but they let all the California golf courses have as much water as they want. Does that sound like a state that's trying to solve the drought? We have the most golf courses than any state. All 49 other states combined all together don't have as many golf courses. It's just our state. It's our state and the rest of the entire country. It's like 50-50. Amazing. The average California golf course uses 395,000 gallons of water per day to water the golf course. There was no restrictions on the golf courses during the drought. Yet my buddy, who's a chiropractor who owns farm in Ceres, California, couldn't get water to water his crops. He lost all of his cattle because he grew his own hay on site, organic grass hay. And he couldn't get water to water, so all of his hay and grass died. He couldn't feed his cattle. He had 998 cattle. He couldn't feed the cattle because the price of hay went so high, he couldn't afford to do it. So then the cattle started losing weight. When they start losing weight, you have to go and sell them off, or you're losing a lot of money. Every ounce that they lose weight times 998 cattle, you're going to lose a lot of money. So he had to sell off all his cattle except for 2. He kept 2. All of his trees died. All of his fruit trees, they wouldn't give him water. For 2 or 3 years in California, he couldn't get water. Yet the golf courses were green. Because I've golfed on those golf courses. They're as green as they come. Because they're paying the money to get the water on the golf course. They're paying tier 5 pricing. They don't care. They're charging me $100 to do a round of golf. What do they care what the cost of the water bill is on the golf course? So there's no restriction on them because they're willing to pay. If you don't think the drought's political in this state, read all the signs from LA to San Francisco on the 5. Those signs put up by the farmers telling you that the drought's political. They're pissed off because they're losing their farms. And who are they selling their farms to? To Monsanto and big agribiz, because you go 3 years without a crop, you're done. Pretty much most California farmers are done. They have to sell. And who's coming in with low bid offers for cash? Yep. It's very political. Very. So, it's a shame these things are happening, but hey, money's governing everything now. Um, 10% to 25% of the water is actually forced through the membrane, producing demineralized water. The rest is wasted. The average reverse osmosis will waste about 40 gallons a day on average. Multiply that by how many homes in California? You do the math. All types of reverse osmosis remove the valuable minerals such as calcium, potassium, and magnesium. You know, we have an ocean, last time I checked. But what we don't have is desalination plants to use the ocean water. I don't understand that. Big country like the United States, big state like California, 5th largest economy in the world is in the state of California. But Israel, the tiniest little dot in country in the world, has all desalination plants. They live in a total desert, yet they're surrounded, they got water. It's called the Mediterranean Sea. They use it. They get rid of the salt. They don't have a water shortage in Israel. No water crisis there. No tier 5. No problem. But you got to build it. We're building a high-speed rail that's going to carry people from LA to San Francisco in an hour less time than it would take to drive. They claim. So instead of 7-hour drive, it's a 6-hour train or a 5-hour train. It's costing, I don't even know how many billions of dollars, trillions maybe, I don't know. We have money for that. Who wants to take a train? We have something called a plane, folks. And for $49, you can fly to Northern California on Southwest Airlines. We don't need a train. We're building a train here. I know it's hard to fathom. 2017, we're building a train. You know how many years trains have been obsolete for travel? That's what we're doing. We won't build a water desalination plant. We'll build a train. Something's wrong. I hate being political, but something's not right to me. This doesn't make sense. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. If you're a human being, this doesn't make sense. If you're part of the human race, we shouldn't have a water shortage in a state that borders the ocean. Nevada doesn't have a water shortage. They don't border any water. No water surrounding the state of Nevada. There's no water crisis there. There's no water restrictions, and they're a desert. New Mexico doesn't have a water shortage or a drought. Nevada does not have a water shortage. Arizona does not have a water shortage. New Mexico doesn't have a water shortage. Idaho doesn't have a water shortage. California has a water shortage. We live next to the ocean. Nobody seems to want to solve it either. Not important enough to solve. We'll just pay the $800 water bill at your house. Don't get me started. Bottled water. In 2001, 16 years ago, an independent commission lab tested over 1,000 different bottled water companies over a 4-year period. They found that 23% of all bottled water tested worse for chemicals and bacteria than did tap water. Tap water's not very good either. We drink bottled water because of tap water. Or else we would never drink bottled water. If tap water was good, nobody would drink bottled water. The only reason we drink it is because of tap water. And it's testing worse than tap water? That's not regulated? That's an industry that's not regulated. You know, the smart water is like the smart car. It's a dumb thing. It should be called a dumb car.
Not so smart.
And it should be called dumb water. Does anybody have any smart water that we could test here today? I mean, I don't know what's going on. This is terrible. No regulatory agencies for the bottled water industry. We have regulating agencies for everything except that. The last frontier, the last great frontier. Tap water is far from perfect. It contains both useful and harmful elements. However, the harmful elements can be removed through an in-house water filtration and purification unit. The best filters will remove toxic substances, including chlorine and toxic hydrocarbons, but keep healthy minerals, calcium, magnesium, and selenium. What to look for in a whole house water filtration system. Water is absorbed in the skin through the shower. You need to find a system that uses granular activated carbon and a system which is certified in the quality water standards. That's LifeSource in Pasadena. Molecular hydrogen is the presence of hydrogen gas that gives ionized alkaline drinking water many of its benefits. Ionized water is produced by electrolysis, enabling the free and available hydrogen gas to dissolve into the water. It is the presence of hydrogen gas which gives alkaline water many of its benefits. Research has shown that removing the hydrogen gas in ionized water diminishes the benefits, and perhaps surprisingly adding extra hydrogen gas to the water increases the therapeutic effects. So, molecular hydrogen can be found from a drinking water system like that. You want the abundance of hydrogen. That's why you could go to the Molecular Hydrogen Foundation, MHF, and read their research articles on antioxidants, bones, brain, cancer, eye and ear, all research articles talking about hydrogen-based water and its healing and health benefits. That's why I have a drinking water system on top of the whole house water system. Alkaline water. Alkalinized ionized water has a negative hydrogen charge. Oxidation reduction potential, ORP. Our normal body functions cause a rising oxidation in the body. Alkaline water's negative ORP counteracts oxidation. Alkaline water versus bottled water. Filtered tap water in plastic bottles is expensive. Bottled water is acidic. I'm going to test the bottled water in a minute. Could be contaminated with microorganisms from sitting in hot trucks. Do you know, Nicole, who works for me, her boyfriend works in a grocery store. He didn't really go to college. He works in a grocery store. He's thinking of going to electrical school to be an electrician. But he's got more common sense than most people. Yes, because he didn't go to college, he's got more common sense. Because he says to me something about bottled water. He comes in, he goes, "Oh, I noticed you got a water machine." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's a really smart idea." He goes, "Because the bottled water," he goes, "I work in a grocery store, and the bottled water sits on the trucks, and it sits on pallets. The trucks deliver the bottled water on a pallet of tons of cases, and they sit in the back parking lot in the sun, 103, 104 degrees, boiling in the parking lot." He said all the chemicals from the plastic, the thin plastic, leaches into the water. And that's way before the water ever makes it to the shelf of the store. This kid with no college education is smarter than 99.9% of the US population. He's got more common sense. He's telling me about how bad bottled water is just from his experience of working in a grocery store. And here you got these educated fools out there taking drugs, telling you to get surgery for your constipation. This kid knows more about health than just about anybody, just by having common sense. So, alkaline water versus bottled water. Bottled water is just filtered tap water in a plastic bottle. It's acidic, not alkaline. Could be contaminated. It's bad for the environment. It takes 1,000 years to biodegrade. You know what I hate? I hate watching marches on TV, environmental marches, where everybody's holding a plastic water bottle in their hand. I just want to kill myself when I say that. Don't call it 5150 on me either. Really? You're marching against global warming, and you're holding a plastic water bottle that takes 1,000 years to biodegrade. That's something not right about that. Because a true environmentalist would never drink a plastic water out of a plastic water bottle. Never. So I don't think those marchers are true environmentalists. Nothing wrong with marching. I think that's the most American thing you can do, is protest and march. What's wrong with that? That's a good thing. That's a good quality. But please, be real about it. Really march because you believe in something. Don't march for any other reason. You know? If you're going to be an environmentalist, be an environmentalist. Live it. Section, we're going to do a little bit of water lab work right now before we go back to the lecture, just to show you the pH of the water that you guys are drinking here today. I'm going to tell you what it is, and we'll go from there. I need to do one. Can somebody bring me half a glass of the water?
I put a cup there. It says hotel water.
Yeah. Which one?
Maybe the third one over or the second one? From the left.
Okay, hold on. I can't read these. This one has nothing on it.
Oh, is it kind of, where the mustache is it kind of squeezed?
No.
Oh. There's that one on the end.
Yeah.
It's awful convenient, the one that's squeezed with the mustache.
Oh, I think I know what this is. This is hotel water too.
Hotel water right here.
Oh, that's hotel water? Okay. I think this is hotel water too. I'm going to dump it in. And I am going to, here, put a little bit of that, of the hotel water in there, not a lot. I'm going to, actually, you know what? Sorry for this little delay. Put a little more in here too. Keep going, that's good. All right, I'm going to take the hotel water and I'm going to put it through an alkalinizing water cup. That's hotel water. Leave it there. This is also hotel water. I'll leave it next to it here. And now we're going to start our little test. We'll start with the hotel water. These are pH drops. I'm going to dump a little of the drops into the water. Now, the color of the pH goes like this. Acid is red. That'd be a 2.0 on the pH scale. Then it goes orange, like a 3.0, yellow, 4.0, 5.0-ish. Light green is a 6.0. Green is neutral, 7.0. Blue, light blue is an 8.0 alkaline. Darker blue is a 9.0 alkaline. And then you have your purple, which is 10.0 alkaline. So that's the colors. So this is the hotel water. Now hotel water's regulated by the county, and this one's pretty darn good. It's like almost a light blue. So whatever Palm Desert is doing, it's better than most of the waters I've tested from the hotels. I don't know if you can see that. You might want to zoom and okay, so that's the hotel water. It's not bad. We'll see what the hotel water that went through my alkalinizing cup is. Might as well do that right now. So it's the same water, only it's gone through from the hotel through this cup. Okay, so I'm going to pass around. This is the hotel water as is. So the first cup you guys are going to see is that. The second cup you're going to see is the hotel water that went through my cup, this alkalizing cup, and I don't know if you can see that yet, but it's purple. As a matter of fact, it's bright purple, brighter purple than your sweater. And I'll pass this around. Huh?
Can you lower it?
It's hard to lower it.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Pass this around. It's the same water that you just saw, only it went through my alkalinizing cup. Here is Sprite. What color do you think the Sprite's going to be?
Yellow.
Sprite came out red. Can you see that? Okay, so that's the Sprite. It's almost complete acid. Then we've got S-O-U-I-L-E-L-E.
Seville,
Seville. What's that?
where I work.
What is that?
It's a golf and country club in Gilbert, Arizona.
Well, the Seville Golf and Country Club, you are drinking some yellow acid.
Oh, I drink like a gallon of that a day.
Oh, you're an acid freak if you're doing that.
Great.
Okay, this one is Dasani water. Dasani bottled water. Dasani water is orange, which is worse than her country club water. Her country club water was yellow acid. This is orange. Dasani is the worst of the bottled waters that I've seen. Who owns Dasani? Coke or Pepsi, one of those two.
Thank you.
So there you go. Coke owns Dasani. Orange, terrible acid you are drinking. How about Fiji?
No.
Who thinks Fiji is going to be good?
I'm sitting.
Fiji is green. Can we get that? Green. Fiji is neutral. Not bad for a bottled water. Not bad.
You consider that neutral?
What color? Tilt it more. No, that's yellow. That's acid. That's about a 5 to 6.0.
Yeah.
This is Arrowhead. Arrowhead traditionally tests pretty good for bottled waters. And true to the test, it is neutral green. Can you see that?
Sorry.
Arrowhead, not too shabby. And then we have, oh God, it starts with a K. Who wrote this one?
It's Kangen.
Kangen. Now, Kangen Water is another very good water company, drinking water machine. Very, very similar to the Tyant machine. Comparable on the same level. The Kangen Water was the first company that it's the most famous company and the first company that made the top quality machine. Tyant was the second company that made a top quality machine, and they patterned it after the Kangen system. They're both very good. Nothing wrong with either of those machines. All right, so the Kangen Water is MLM, so they charge a little more for their machine because they have to pay their downline. But their machine tests purple, just like my machine. I'll show you guys. Can you see it? That's the Kangen water.
You didn't get the after. You didn't get the after.
That's a 10.0. And last but not least, Gary, is this your bent cup?
Yeah, that's the dancing. Yeah. Aquafina, I'm sorry.
Aquafina. Aquafina is the last one that's going to come around here. And Aquafina is orangish yellow. So another bad one is Aquafina. Dasani was the worst. Aquafina was right behind them. Oh, Sprite was the worst. And then that. Now wait, we're not done with this little test because we have some Nestle water to test in this little.
Feeling in your video, sorry.
Nestle water is light green which would be probably like a 6.0. 6 to a 7. Not bad, but it's still on the acidic side of things. Nestle did something because they used to test as bad as the Dasani. And now Nestle is owned, Nestle bought Arrowhead. So their pH of their Nestle water came up, I don't know why, but Arrowhead's still testing neutral, and I'll pass that around. It's light green, but not too bad. Let me go back and let's do this little test here. So Gina might want to come back down here. So you see this deep purple one I have from the hotel that I filled up? I am going to add, do you want me to go back to where I was? Okay, yeah, stay where you are. Who wants to help me bring these over here? Let's do this. I got it, Jeff, I got it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to raise the alkalinity of these other waters by adding alkaline water to them and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to take the hotel water that I ran through my little alkalinizing cup. Gina, I don't know if you can see it, but it's the purple. Oop, I'm spilling it. Okay, first things first. This is the hotel water. So I'll add a little bit of the purple, and it turned it much bluer just from a little drop. It's a bluish purple. So I took the hotel water that it didn't go through my cup, added a little bit, and it made it alkaline. This one is the yellow Seville Country Club water. You can see it's yellow. I'm going to add a little bit, and it turned it purple. Went from a yellow to a 10.0 by adding a little bit of alkaline. So the water is able to be changed. If you're adding a little alkaline to it, you'd be fine. So if you got one of those little cups and ran all that water through your cup, you're fine. This one is the Fiji water, which is green. I'm going to add a little purple, and it made it light blue, and it made it into the alkaline range. This one's the orange Dasani. It turned it alkaline. Turned it blue, which is alkaline. And it was orange. This one is the Arrowhead, which is light green. And it made it a little bluer into the alkaline range. This is the Aquafina orange, yellow orange. It turned it purple, which is a 10.0. It can be changed. So if you're running your bottled waters through one of those little cups, you'd be way better off. And then let's go to the Sprite. Sprite's red. You see that, Gina? I'm going to dump the rest of this purple water into the Sprite. What color is it, Gina? Red. It's red. Never changed. It's completely still acidic. No matter how much you add, you're never going to get it up. They say it's going to take between 5 and 10 gallons of alkaline water to bring a little small bottle of Sprite back up to neutral. Just to neutral. It would take 5 gallons of alkaline water minimum to get it to neutral. It will not change. If you are drinking sodas, you are screwed. You are basically screwed. You are so acidic. Now, you got to remember something, folks. Cancers love acid environment. They love it. All diseases love acidic environments. They thrive in acid environments. Why are you keeping your body so acidic? Don't drink sodas. That's a death wish by drinking sodas. So you only should be drinking alkaline water. If you don't have any money, buy one of these cups. They're $60. If you have any money, buy a machine. That's my recommendation. But don't be drinking acidic water. Okay? All right. So now we get back to the fun stuff here. What to look for in a water system. Number one, your filtration. You want carbon ceramic fiber filters or activated carbon that's baked on these ceramic, different types of ceramic that does different things. It's very high tech, these machines. Being able to control the pH, acid, or alkalinity on the machine. Number of plates. This is big. Now, the Kangen and the Tyann have the most plates of any machine. Kangen's top of the line has 9 plates. Tyann just came out with their new 11 plate machine. So Tyann's the only company now that has an 11 plate machine, but the 9 plate machines are damn good too. Those are good machines. So you want a 9 or 11 plate machine if you're going to buy a machine today. You can buy cheap machines. There are 6 plate machines. I would not waste my money. Plus, I would never buy a machine that doesn't have a lifetime warranty. So buy 11 or 9 plate machine, make sure it's got a lifetime warranty.
I was just wondering if the older Tyann has a 9, or does it have a 11?
Which older one? The one that I have?
Yeah.
It's either a 9 or an 11. But it's still good. Whatever it is, yeah, whatever it is, it's a 9 or 11. You want no less than that. So I wouldn't buy a 7 plate machines. Tyann used to have 7 plate machines. They don't have any more. They might still have 1 or 2 in stock, but don't buy it. You won't get the lifetime warranty on the 7 plate machine, and it's not worth it. It's like buying an old Pinto. Why would you do it, you know? I mean, it was a good car in its day, but not anymore. So yeah, go with the technology. All right. Less molecules per cluster. Self-cleaning, you want self-cleaning. No adding of minerals. Personally, I don't like any maintenance. I won't buy any machine, whether it's a whole house machine or whether it's a drinking water machine that I have to maintain. I don't know. It might just be me. I don't like dealing with it. I don't like dealing. If it's maintenance free, I will buy it. So I bought my whole house system based on that, and I bought my drinking water system based on that. Every time I turn my drinking water machine on to fill up the first time in the day, it says, it flashes the colors, you know, because when you're doing alkaline purple, it'll light up purple. If you're doing alkaline blue, it'll light up blue. For the pH, it's the same color coordinated system as the drops do. So, you know, if the machine's lighting up red, it's not for drinking. It means it's on acid, and you can wash your skin, you could gargle with it, you can wash your face, you can put it on a wound, any wound healing, any bite, insect bite or irritation, skin, acne, all wash with acidic water. Cleaning a cutting board, wash with acidic water. Watering plants, water the plant with acidic water. Because the rainwater is acidic. Plants do really well with acidic water. But when you're drinking, you want to go alkaline. That's the whole point.
You know, the home unit, do you have to get it with the softening thing, or can you just get the...
You could just get the filtration system. If you don't care about the hardness of the water, you don't have to get the scale. It's called a scale dissolving unit or something. Yeah, you don't need to do that. You can save definitely about $3,000 or $4,000 if you only get the one unit. I just got both units. I wanted the softening feature, and I wanted the filtration, whole house filtration unit. But you can only get one if you want. Let's see what else. Lifetime warranty. I really like that feature. Gosh, I just like knowing when I buy something, I've got a really, really good warranty. I don't want to be rebuying things. With this drinking water machine, it has a lifetime warranty, so that was a big selling feature for me. And they do stand by it, because I know one other person had a problem, sent it back, they replaced the whole machine after like 3 years. Like, great, that's what I want to hear. And no one else has had an issue that I know of. So it was great. The Tyann machines have solid mesh hybrid plates. What is a solid mesh hybrid plate? Most of the electrical conductivity of the plate is based upon the Faraday's electrolysis method. So most ionizers that you'll see will have plates that are either solid plates, and according to Faraday's electrolysis method, electrical conductivity goes to the end of the plate. All right, that's good, but you're missing the whole plate, the whole middle. So now they came out with mesh plates. Mesh plates is electrically going all through the mesh of the plate. However, mesh plates were not durable. They broke, they leached, they crumbled, didn't last. So Tyann engineers developed what's called a solid mesh hybrid plate that's baked in platinum. So far, they never crumble, leach, or break. And that's why Tyann offers a lifetime warranty on the machine. Because the only thing that used to break on these machines prior were the plates. So now they have the best electrical conductivity, and they can offer that warranty now. They just started offering a lifetime warranty when they came out with their 9-plate machine. Other than that, there was no lifetime warranty. But from the 9-plate and the 11-plate machines, those have the lifetime warranty. Okay? Benefits of acidic water. When would you want to put it on acid water? Well, like I said, natural astringent skin cleanser. Clears up bacteria that causes acne. Soothes the itch and sting of insect bites, eczema, psoriasis. Removes tooth plaque. Improves plant growth. There's a bunch of studies I put in here on water, on alkaline water. Alkaline water is also called reduced water, electrolyzed water, alkaline water, acid water, or micro water. All of them mean the same thing. Japan and Korea are the front-running countries when it comes to the technology of water and water machines. All the hospitals in Japan use alkaline and acid water for different things. but they all are used in every hospital in Japan, and I believe Korea is almost there too, with all their hospitals. So they drink only alkaline, they clean with only acid. They disinfect and clean. It's really high-tech stuff. All kinds of articles and studies on water and exercise, alkaline water with low oxidative reduction potential, effect of alkaline water on free radicals, acid water and food sanitation, use of acid water to reduce foodborne pathogens, and E. coli and Listeria on plastic kitchen cutting boards by electrolyzed oxidizing water, use of acid water to clean those cutting boards, acid water and hospital infections, effect of electrolyzed water on wound healing, use of ionized water in hypochlorhydria or achlorhydria, alkaline water reducing cholesterol. So if you have high cholesterol, start drinking alkaline water. Toxins. Alkaline water used to neutralize toxins. Alkaline water in eczema. Alkaline water for allergy treatment. Alkaline water for digestive problems. Reduced water for prevention of diseases. Alkaline water in obesity. Alkaline water in stomach complaints. Alkaline water in bone health. And more references. All states have reported drugs in their drinking water. Not good. So you definitely want to make sure that your drinking water gets the drugs filtered out. All drinking water has antibiotics in it nationwide. There's over 160 known contaminants found in every single drinking water system in the U.S. It's a lot. So you want to filter all that stuff out. A good machine will remove all of that. Nutrition, amino acids. What is an amino acid? It's an organic compound that contains amine and carboxyl, which are a functional group along with the side chain R group, which makes each amino acid different. You heard that amino acids are the building blocks of protein, the basis of all life, essential to all metabolic processes. That's an amino acid. When I did my amino acid, I did it based on the research on nitric oxide synthase. You ever heard of NOS? N-O-S? Nitric oxide synthase is NOS. They've got drinks, sport drinks called NOS. What's so important about nitric oxide synthase? The inhibition in oxidative stress and cardiovascular diseases and the possible therapeutic targets. You know, L-arginine, the amino acid, when it enters the body, will convert into nitric oxide synthase. And that's unbelievable for the cardiovascular system. Why? Because it vasodilates your arteries and veins. It opens things up. It's good for your blood pressure levels. It's good for the reduction of cholesterol. Nitric oxide in the body is a good thing. And that's what amino acids do. Metabolic profiling of amines in sepsis predicts changes in NOS. I can't even say that word. It's too late in the day. Pathways. Conclusions. In early sepsis, profound changes in amine levels were defined by dominant changes in the NOS-Karanako pathway, resulting in functionally meaningful changes in the ability of plasma to regulate iNOS activity in vivo. These are all 2017 articles. July 2017, high asymmetric dimethylarginine, symmetric dimethylarginine, and L-arginine levels in migraine patients. Nitric oxide synthase activity correlates with OGG1 in ozone-induced lung injury animal models, April 27, 2017. June 15, 2017, NOx2 induced activation of arginase and diabetes-induced retinal endothelial cell senescence. 2017 again. June 22nd, remodeling through eNOS, upregulation and inhibition of oxidative stress. August 2017, protective vascular effects of quercitrin in acute TNBS colitis in rats, the role of nitric oxide. Markers of nitric oxide, July 2017, that are associated with sepsis severity in an observational study. July 30th, 2017, calpain inhibitor attenuates atherosclerosis and inflammation in atherosclerotic rats through NOS pathways. 2017, July 9th, brain-derived neurotropic factor attenuates septic myocardial dysfunction in NOS pathways. August 7th, MRI assessment of coronary microvascular endothelial nitric oxide synthase using myocardial mapping. All of this is amino acids turning into nitric oxide. Pharmacological evidence of involvement of nitric oxide pathway in antipyretic effects of sumatropin in induced scratching in mice. And more stuff. I got tons of articles on this. Too many to talk about. All nitric oxide. These are all just from this summer in the literature. Can you imagine the last 15 years of nitric oxide literature? It's like this every month. Single passive leg movement assessment and vascular function. The contribution of nitric oxide. That's why we take amino acids. This is my amino acid right here. It's called Ultra Amino Energy. It's a natural aid to help increase nitric oxide production. Plus it gives you energy. How many people feel the energy from this product from this morning? Yeah, it's awesome. If you want to try it, take it. I'll pass it around. I'm going to take a few. This is great. Love this stuff. Awesome product. When we were making this product, it's got all the amino acids in it, by the way. My formulator made a mistake. He put Korean ginseng in it. Because we were trying to get energy. So I wanted a little Korean ginseng in it. And I didn't want Korean ginseng. I wanted everything organic. He did a whole formula, sent me a batch with the ingredient list, and I said, you can just come pick this up. He goes, what's wrong with it? I said, it's got Korean ginseng. He goes, what's wrong with it? I said, it's Korean ginseng. You know that every ingredient in all my products have to be organic and certified. He goes, oh my gosh, that was like an oversight. I go, yeah, I'm glad I caught it. So he put in organic American ginseng with papers. I mean, I don't let even a single ingredient slip. Who knows where Korean ginseng comes from, the source? People think, oh, Korean ginseng must be good. For what? Good for what? GMOs? I don't know. Until I know, it's not going in. This is a great product, by the way. It's also a big seller. Lots of people that work out, lots of people are giving up coffee and taking this product. Coffee is very acidic for the human body. Yes?
I noticed caffeine is on the one. How much caffeine?
Very little, and it's from coffee bean. So it's natural caffeine. It's not synthetic chemical caffeine. It's from organic coffee bean. It's very little. You know, like coffee's going to get you up and then down. Plus you will pee all day long when you drink coffee. This, you don't have any of those effects. You have an even energy all day long. Chiropractic adjustive techniques. Before we go to that, we are going to test the waters. Who's got waters for me to test the pH of? Bring them up. Okay, wait. Who brought me this water? You're number 1, so remember your number. You're number 2. Who else has waters for me? Can someone bring me a little water from the, oh, I got it, okay. So number 3 is the hotel water.
And that's mine.
3, and you're number 4. Okay, I need another cup because I'm going to test the alkaline water. So does someone else have a blank cup for me? Oh, it's got to be completely blank. Thank you. And then my water will be number 5. And it's all it is hotel water, which was number 3. But we'll pour this. Okay. And anyone else have water? Want me to test? Any bottled waters? Aquafina, you want to? Oh, we already testing that?
Got one more in my car.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We got enough. Here's the chart. The color chart. Okay. The most acidic is red. It's not even. It's a 2.0 on the pH scale. Then you got orange, a 4.0. Actually, orange is like a 3.0. Yellow is like a 4.0 and a 5.0. Light green is a 6.0. And neutral is a dark green, which is a 7.0. Then you get alkaline. Light blue is an 8.0. Dark blue color is a 9.0. And purple rain is a 10.0. That's the highest pH you can get. So let's start with 1. What's number 1?
For my house,
What is it?
reverse osmosis system.
Reverse osmosis. The reverse osmosis is the finest acid you can drink. It's like a yellow, maybe a 5.0. Acidic. Who's number 2? What is it?
Yeah, it's one of the bottled waters. Aquafina. Aquafina.
It's Aquafina for sure?
Yeah.
Aquafina. More acidic than the number 1, reverse osmosis. It's worse than the home tap. Aquafina. Who's number 3? Hotel water.
Blue.
Greenish, blue?
Light blue.
I'll go with greenish, more, yeah, whatever. We'll go 7, in the 7, high 7s maybe. Okay. Just for a fact, tap water is regulated by the water district. It has to be regulated to be 6.8 to 7.0. I don't know why they regulate it to be on the acidic side, but some of them are a little higher, like this one. So it's not a bad water here. Maybe they ran that water through a separate filter or an alkalizing filter. I don't know, but it's testing nice. Who's number 4?
That's Dasani.
Dasani. Another acidic water, acid. Out of all the bottled waters, they're all acidic. Look at this one, the tap water, the hotel's the best so far. Now I took that water from the hotel, ran it through my cup, my alkalinizing cup. Let's see what that's doing. Purple rain. Alkaline water here. So I took the pretty good water, the neutral to light blue. We just made it purple by putting it through that cup. Okay. So somebody asked me once, well, all that's fine and dandy, Dr. Simmerich, but as soon as you ingest the water, your stomach acids will make the water acidic. So let's try it. Let's take a little alkaline water and let's put it in with some acidic waters and see if it turns it acidic. This was number 1. It's your reverse osmosis, right? You want to see it, Doc?
Yeah.
Watch. A little drop made it alkaline. Who's number 2? What is it?
That's the Aquafina.
Aquafina. Little drop makes it alkaline. This is the hotel water. Makes it alkaline. And number 4, Dasani. Makes it alkaline. The only thing that this would not make alkaline would be 7-Up soda. I could pour that whole bottle in it, it wouldn't change the color from red. It'll be red to start and red when I finish adding anything. But all the other ones you can affect. So it's the opposite of what you thought. If you add a little bit of alkaline water to an acidic water, you will turn it alkaline. That's why drinking water systems are so important. I wouldn't want my children drinking anything but that. I wouldn't want to be drinking anything but that. You want to tip the scales to alkaline because cancer loves acidic environments. It's like you have an agar dish when it's acidic and things are growing out of control in an acid environment. You don't want that. If you want to prevent dis-ease, you have to take those precautions. First of all, you have to drink a lot of water. Second of all, you have to drink the right water. And it has to be filtered and pure and all of that. Okay? Any questions on any of this before we move on?
Well, there is the school of thought that if you're making the stomach alkaline, you're now going to mess with the GI tract because it's supposed to be acid when it hits the small bowel. Then the small bowel makes the food alkaline at that point. So you're reducing the release of enzymes and other substances.
Okay, so that raises the question of when do you drink alkaline water versus neutral water? So when you're eating a meal, you do not drink alkaline water. First of all, you don't want to drink too much of any water when you're eating a meal. You want your HCl, your hydrochloric acid, to be fully strong and fully working on breaking your food down. Very little water when you eat a meal. When you're not eating a meal, between meals, like right now, all the rest of this afternoon, up until a half hour before you eat your dinner, you can drink alkaline water. A half an hour to an hour after you eat dinner, you can drink your alkaline water. But right around the meal times, I don't advise it. So that kind of helps a little bit. But there's different theories. I mean, you can go off of whatever theory you believe. I've been reading about this stuff for a long time. I didn't know about it. I didn't believe it when I first. I was one of the, skeptics on the water until I started drinking alkaline water, and now I'm a believer. People ask me, what have you noticed since you drank alkaline water? Noticed? Sports. Number one. If I drink alkaline water and go for a run, first of all, I could drink this whole bottle right now and go for a 4-mile run right after I drink this bottle, and I won't have a single cramp, and I'll feel full energy, and I could probably go another 4 after I'm done. If I play hockey, I used to take one sip at the end of the first period, one sip at the end of the second period, and one sip in the third period. Because I never wanted to drink too much water because I would get cramp, I'd get waterlogged, I would feel the swishy feeling when I go right, swishy feeling when I skate left. I could never drink water. But it was the wrong kind of water. It was a water bottle water, conventional water. This water, this machined water, I could drink a ton of it. I could drink a ton of this water. Machined water is unbelievable, and it's got carbon ceramic fiber filters. It's got molecular hydrogen. It's got a solid mesh hybrid plates. This machine has 11 plates. The good water machines have 9 plates or higher. This has a lifetime warranty, that type of a machine. You don't add any chemicals or minerals to it. And it's got a lifetime warranty because the plates are patented. They're baked in platinum. They never will break, crumble, or leach. So they offer a lifetime warranty because the only thing that ever broke on those machines are the plates, not these plates. So they give you a lifetime warranty. And if you're going to spend $2-3 grand on a water machine, you better be getting a lifetime warranty. Otherwise, you're risking it. So I love it. I love the machine. I use it. This machine is a machine that has a base that goes underneath the sink, and then on top of the sink is a stainless steel computer with 2 spouts. and you just touch it. If you want alkaline water, if you want neutral, regular neutral water, if you want acidic water. When would you want acidic waters?
Plants.
Watering plants, cleaning cutting boards, cleaning your skin from acne or psoriasis or eczema. Insect bites, use acidic water. Burns, stings, cuts, healing, all acidic water. Drinking, only alkaline water. You know, my neighborhood, I did my own private assessment of the dogs in the neighborhood. 5 neighbors had dogs in the neighborhood that died 6 years or under. All of those dogs only drank tap water. They all died of cancer, and they all... The dogs that lived over age 6 were drinking. They gave them bottled water.
What about vaccinations on those dogs?
I didn't.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, I know that, but I didn't test that. I just found out they were all tap water fed. Now my dogs are extremely healthy. They only drink level 2 or level 3 on this machine of alkaline water, which is about a 9.0 or a 10.0. My vet told me only to give them an 8.0 alkaline water, which I didn't listen to my vet. I've been giving my dogs 9 and 10. One dog is almost 6 years old, and the other dog, or I think one might, I don't know, yeah. 6 and 4 are my dog's ages. None of them have ever been to a vet. None of them have ever had any problems. No skin conditions, no scratching, no allergies, nothing. So far so good on my dogs with the alkaline water. Now the dog before these dogs drank only alkaline water. She was 9, but she got hit by a car. So she was very healthy at 9 when but she was hit by a car. So we had a gardener at my house, and she was in the backyard, and he came in through the gate and he left the gate open. And we didn't know. We just found the dog on our street. It was terrible. But healthy dog. You know, maybe it was a blessing in disguise. The dog didn't get sick. But yeah, it was not a good way to go. But anyway, I'm a believer in it, especially with sports. You can't believe it. So I led my hockey league in scoring the last 4 seasons. I'm the oldest guy in the team. Most of the guys in the team are in their early 20s. And I don't know, I can't explain it. I don't understand it. And I just feel strong all game. Cardiovascular wise, I feel great. I'm hydrated. I see guys on the bench dehydrating all the time, young guys. Terrible dehydration clinically, like you have to go, like they should probably go to a hospital. They're so dehydrated. And I'm doing well with it. Question?
Are there any studies, for instance, if you drink a bunch of lemon juice, that's acid, you measure it to be red maybe, but you take it in, it makes the body alkaline. Is there any study that shows drinking this actually does make the body alkaline? And if so, how long have those studies gone on? Because sometimes 20 years later I go, oops.
No, there's a lot of stuff on it. There are a lot of articles. All the water companies have websites that are just filled with articles. It's a good place to start. You can also go to PubMed. You know, I don't know about the long-term studies yet, but I haven't heard anything. You know, like I said, some people are not a fan of this. I am. I know, all I can do is talk from experience and the effects the health effects of just my family with it. So far so good. I'm creating, I want it, when you look at the pH of the body, when you test pH of the body, whether you test it through strips or whether through blood work, the pH of the body is always going to be close, according to Guyton, to 7.3 to 7.45, in that range. So, what's going on here? Well, some people are 7.2. Their body's trying to get them to neutral, but they're in the acid range. That's the dangerous zone to be in. Once you dip just under neutral, that's a bad place. Because you're just in the acidic range, and that's where cancer loves to be. Someone might be 7.5, which is just above neutral. 7.45 is neutral, but 7.5 is considered alkaline. So here you got someone at 7.5 who's alkaline, someone at 7.25, which is acidic. If you test them, blood work or strips, that's what you're trying to do. So basically, you are just trying to tip your scale on the alkaline side just a little bit. Doesn't matter if you drink 10.0 water. Your body's not going to go much over 7.45. But that's where you want it to be. Just over 7.45 when you test. And so that's my goal, is to keep me tipping alkaline versus tipping acidic. You can tell people that are acidic, they got all kinds of skin problems, skin cancers, just melanomas, and all kinds of things. So you always want to tip the scales alkaline for health. Just why, it's the same reason why you want to eat that list of alkaline foods. Why would you want to do that? Is it that much better, that food, than another food? I don't know. We don't know enough. I change my literature every year based on I change my material every year based on the literature. So, hey, if next year I'm proven wrong after all these years with the water, I'll change it. If there's a study that shows that I'm wrong, it will be presented. I'm not stuck on it. But at the information I have at my disposal right now, and the clinical findings, my own personal clinical findings, it's been working.
That list you had on the alkalinity of foods, was that the effect of the food on the body? Not the alkalinity of the food itself if you stuck something in it to check it?
No, I think it's the alkalinity of the food itself.
Okay.
Oh no, but then the lemon was in there. So lemon tests acidic outside the body and it tests alkaline in the body. So I'm not sure how they did that chart. Maybe it's the effect of the food in the body.
Yeah, the image of the ash.
The what?
Based on the ash is what they call it.
What's the ash?
Once it's like digested and broken down, it leaves an ash residue, and that's what's alkaline.
Okay.
Left over in the body.
Okay, so it's based on how the body processes the food.
The residue, yeah.
Okay, well that makes sense. Yeah, because I never understood how the lemon thing was. Citrus is so acidic, but then once it's processed and gone through the body, it becomes alkaline to the body. So there you go. And citrus was on that alkaline chart. So.
Quick question. Your little Travel Go Cup.
Travel Go Cup. What about it?
Where are they available from?
Oh, they're sold through the same company, Tyant USA. I have 2 of them here. If you want to see me after the seminar, I can get you one. Yeah.
Another question. Have you ever tested the alkaline bottled waters to see whether they truly are?
Yes. Every week that I do this.
So how do they turn out?
So alkalinity in bottled water only holds its alkalinity for about 4 or 5 days. So if I took my machined water that's testing purple 10 right now, and I left it in a container for 4 or 5 days, it would go down to neutral. It slowly starts dropping, gets to neutral. Doesn't usually go below neutral, but it goes down to neutral. When I test bottled waters, depends on how much minerals they put into the water. If they're adding a lot of minerals, it may test alkaline. If they just bottle it at the tap with the alkaline filter, then in 4 days it's down to neutral or acid. So the ones that say bottled at, like alkaline water, bottled at 9.5 pH. There's their disclaimer, bottled at. That means it's not testing at, it's bottled at 9.5. Those waters are usually neutral or acidic. Some of the ones that add minerals, lots of minerals, they may keep their alkalinity because the minerals cause it to be alkaline. That's why acid rain from the sky, water is acidic. But then when the acid rain hits the ground and the stones and the creeks, it becomes alkaline because of the mineral content. That's why mineral spring waters are good, because they're alkaline. Everybody wants to drink a mineral spring water. But when it falls from the sky, it's acidic. Waters plants, it's acid. That's why plants do so well with acidic water. And plants are the most alkaline thing out there, but you got to feed it acidic water. Yeah, I have a lot to learn, and there's a lot more information on it. So yeah, it's a good emerging industry, I think. All I know is the alternative doesn't seem to be, bottled water used to make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me anymore. I go to Hawaii. I teach my Hawaii seminar every year, and I hate the Hawaii trip now. People say, "Are you kidding me? You hate Hawaii?" No, I don't hate Hawaii. I hate the fact that I have such a difficult time finding alkaline water when I'm in Hawaii. So I end up buying the bottled waters, and so I'm not used to drinking bottled water anymore. So to me, it's heavier. So when I'm running, it's more difficult for me when I run in Hawaii, because I'm used to drinking a lot of water and then running, and I can't drink a lot of water when it's conventional water. So I end up not liking the trip as much. But in California, I usually find water stores. If I'm traveling, I've got a seminar in San Francisco, I'll just find a water store and go buy a gallon of water, so I have water.
Don't you take your...
Yeah, I take my cup, but I also buy, instead of buying bottled waters, I'll buy a gallon of alkaline water if there's a water store near where I'm at. And there usually is in Northern California. So it's interesting. Whole field is an interesting field. But good machines are important. People ask me, what's the difference between this machine and the Kangen machines? Kangen is a good machine. It's just a multi-level marketing company. So they have to pay a downline of 9 levels deep in order to, when they sell you a machine. So you're paying a lot of people when you buy a machine. So they're just overpriced from that level. They're good machines though, there's nothing wrong. They functionally are good machines. Tyant's a great machine, it's not multi-level marketing. So you get these machines for a lot cheaper price, plus you get a lifetime warranty. So that would be something I would recommend. Yeah. Another question is, people ask me, why would I buy a water machine? They're too expensive. So then you start looking at a cost. So, Lori, how many in your family? 4. And
Don't ask all the pets, there's a zoo.
and the pets, okay. 4 and pets, all right. 4 plus. So let's just talk about the humanoids in your family. So you're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces per day. That's the minimum amount of water that a person should drink. Half their body weight in ounces. If you are 200 pounds, you should drink 100 ounces minimum of water per day. Okay, so I don't know if you can do the math on this. You guys know any math? How many ounces the 4 of you need to drink minimum?
Carry the 3.
Almost
350.
Yeah, 350.
Okay, who's got an iPhone? Give me the calculator. Here. So, how many ounces are in that small bottle right there? In your bottle? 16? So would you say 350 ounces?
Yeah.
Okay.
16.9.
Let's do this. I'm going to get my calculator out. We're going to have some fun here. Okay, so 350 divided by 16 ounces equals 21.8 16-ounce bottles your family needs to drink a day. Let's just say a case a day would be 24 bottles in a case. You need to drink 22. Figure a couple people take a couple sips and don't drink it. There's your case. A case a day is how much money? $7, $8?
No, so it depends on what you get.
Unless you bought a nice alkaline one.
Figure $7 a day. 7 times 365 days
0.25.
equals $2,555 conservatively the Shrews are spending on bottled water a year. Every year, recurring cost. Now that doesn't count if he goes to a hockey game or a basketball game and he's paying $5 for water there. If he brings his family of 4, they each have 2 bottles. That's $40 just to go to a sporting event for water. But if he stays home every single day of the year and he only buys cases, he's going to spend $2,500 a year in bottled water. We know it's acidic. We know it has impurities. We know chemicals were leached from the plastic in the hot parking lots. We know all that. So he's getting a very low grade, low quality acidic water with very little health benefit for his family for $2,500. That machine right there is a $5,000 machine, for example. It's a $5,000 machine. It's on sale right now on the website for roughly $3,500. I can get those machines at a discount. I $2,750. So for about the same money that Terry's going to spend a year on water for his family for 1 year, he can have a lifetime machine. And the only thing he would ever spend for that machine is every year he would need to buy 2 new filters. It's about $120 total a year for water. And he can use his tap water, runs everything through the machine. They already got the bottles. They already bought these. This is an investment. Every member of the family is going to need 1 or 2 of these. And that's it. It's ready to go. He never will incur a water cost again. Plus, he's got the capability of drinking alkaline water. Plus, he's got the capability of using acidic water for cleaning and skin problems and all that stuff. Plus, cooking coffee, cooking spaghetti noodles, everything can be cooked in alkaline water. We make coffee, which is a very acidic item. My wife makes coffee with alkaline water. And she cooks everything with alkaline water. We make chicken soup with alkaline water. We boil it, cook it. I don't know where it's at. I didn't test it after it becomes chicken soup. Because you're putting chicken in it. Chicken's acidic. But it's got to be, it's at least purified completely. There's no chemicals in it. No drugs in it. Filters all the drugs out. So overall, it's a good investment. I don't think you can ever go wrong. It's like a whole house system, only it's for drinking and cooking and cleaning vegetables and all that stuff. Like I clean with acidic water on vegetables. I clean my hands between patients. I have a unit in my office. Between each patient, I clean with acidic water. Kills all the germs, takes away all taste and smell, all germs, and no antibacterial soap. You know what the #1 ingredient in antibacterial soap is? Huh?
Tetrasol.
Yeah. It's cyclotran. Is it cyclotran or something like that? It either starts with a T or a C, I can't remember. But it's an antibiotic. It's the #1 ingredient in antibacterial soap. So you're trying to be antibiotic free, but then you're putting on your largest organ of your body, your skin. You're washing 50 times a day in your office with antibacterial soap. So I don't do it. I do only acidic water between each patient. I wash quickly, paper towel, done, go to the next patient. It's a great way to go. So I think the machines are highly valuable on that level. They're not expensive. It's the cost of 1 year of water. And then you never have a cost. You never have a real cost again. Now, my kids were lost when they moved out of the house. They took these with them, and my daughter just got married, and I told her, I said, I am going to buy you a water machine for a housewarming present. And she's like, no, Dad, don't do that. That's too expensive of a gift. I said, don't tell people what to give you as a gift. If I'm giving you something related to your health, don't ask any questions about it. And she said, no, Dad, plus I got another reason. I go, why? She lives in an apartment in Brooklyn, right? Her and her husband. The apartment's as big as this little area here, from this wall to this wall. The kitchen is about, from this table to this table, is only enough for one person in the kitchen. So if she's cooking right here, like this is this little 4-burner stove, then she's got a little sink right here, and a little bit of a counter space here. She goes, Dad, I have no room for that machine. Don't buy me it. Let me get back to California, she said, and you can buy me a machine when I move to California. I'm like, okay. She goes, really, I don't have room for it. I said, okay. So I got her a new H2Go cup.
Good deal for you.
Huh?
Good deal for you.
Yeah, I saved a bunch of money, so I was going to totally buy it for her. I thought that was a good housewarming present, right? Yeah. But, you know, it's crazy stuff. I just think these are good things to have, you know. You just got to approach health from every angle today. You can't miss something. You got to try to do everything. And like I said, information changes from year to year, and hopefully it's accurate. That's all you can ever hope with the research, is that something's accurate.
Congratulations, Nutrition 6 Hours Online is complete. I want to just remind you that there was a lot of research in this portion of the seminar, and to please go ahead, go back and read over the notes and look at all the abstracts as that is included in your hours for online continuing education. Should you have any questions, call us at 949-707-5785 or visit us at triadseminars.com. If this is your last seminar, what you're going to do is go on triadseminars.com. You're going to click at the top portion. It's going to say CE completion form. From there, you're going to choose whether you are a California doc or if you're an other state, any other state than California, you're going to click on the quiz. Fill that out. I will receive it. Make sure you click submit. I'll receive it and I will send you a copy of your certificate via email as a PDF attachment. It is your responsibility to keep that because there is a duplication fee. And last thing is if you are not done with the hours, go ahead and proceed to your next video. Thanks so much for choosing Triad Seminars Online, and we hope you have a great day.